Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Elder Trolls Gaming Podcast. If you are new and joining us, we are three brothers who get together and talk about gaming, but we may also talk tech, TV, movies, and other nerdy, geeky stuff too. I'm Dandolph the Wise.
And I'm Nasty Nate.
And I am Take It Easy, Jono.
Oh my God. Well, here we are. What a day.
Ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
We sat down an hour and a half ago. And
There's
now we're
always
finally
going to be
recording.
days like this. Always going to be.
Until
I
we
hope
start
that,
forking over the cash. Like
Wow.
Daniel looks like he put his webcam into a vat of Vaseline.
Into his asshole.
Greasy Vaseline. I can
For
feel
people
it
listening
between
right
my
now,
toes.
for people listening, we are having some technical difficulties.
The most technical difficulties I think we've had yet.
Yeah, I think Dandolph's internet, I think he's on a 56K connection right now.
I don't even know what it is. I don't have a clue about what package we're on.
It's
what we're
supposed to
getting.
be 100 down and
I
like
thought it was
15
120
up or something.
All right, here we go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, our main topic today, gentlemen, is crowd-funded games. We're going to have a fun one talking about this. I got some really cool stuff to share with you guys about this.
Same.
How you guys been doing? How have you guys been doing? Let's try this.
Just
again.
great. It's fucking great.
Let's just get on with it.
But yeah, I've been doing okay. I been gaming. You guys been gaming? I actually
Yeah.
bought some cool new things for my PC. Actually,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, some cool new things.
Oh my
I got
God.
I got
This guy
some.
and his tech toys. He just loves his
I haven't
tech
gotten it
toys,
yet.
doesn't
I
he?
ordered it. I ordered a vertical mount for my GPU, so
Oh.
it kind of shows off the underside of the GPU and mounts like straight up this way instead of flat.
Yep.
So it'll add a little je ne sais quoi, you know? And it's better for heat, I guess, because when the GPU is flat, the fan blows all the heat down and pools at the bottom of the case, right? And heat rises naturally.
What?
So if it's
I
mounted
thought it exhausts up.
off
out.
of what? The back plate?
No, like the
I'm
three
talking about
fans.
the GPU.
Yeah, the three fans
They
on
blow
your-
down, or they blow.
I thought they exhaust up.
There's no exhaust on the GPU. They just blow at the heat
So-
sink, and it kind of comes.
Oh,
up
so
the
the
sides.
fans. Okay.
Like it comes at the side of the GPU. So if it's mounted flat, it's just kind of coming out the side. But if you it'll like blow
Yeah,
it
okay.
off and it'll go straight up because I have
Right. Okay.
exhaust fans at the top. So it's better for heat. I got some cool new braided cable extensions for my power cables in there. So the ugly power supply cables are now gone, and it is nice and braided and looks very neat. And I set my RGB to orange for the autumn and Halloween season.
Is that what's
So-
moving behind you on the wall there? What is that? I like that.
Also, yes, that's my little lamp I have over there. But yeah,
Lava lamp.
Also, it's like simulating a lava lamp.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything is orange in here, RGB
Nice.
or just I guess you could say.
I'm loving my PC. Look at that. Look at that beauty. The motherboard is an eyesore, but everything else is. Go ahead.
And okay, for people listening, he sends me a picture. He's like, "Yo, look at my sweet RGB," and it was just a fucking nightmare.
Circus.
It was like a
The
circus.
carnival.
Every color, every light was a different color. I'm like, "What the hell is that, man? Like, what are you doing?"
Throw it up when we talk
He's
about
like, "Well, I can't change it. I don't know how to change it." I'm like, "Dude, download the software for everything. What are you doing?" He's like, "What?" He didn't even have the software.
Yeah, because the motherboard, because I thought the motherboard RGB connectors had to be connected, but apparently my RAM, I guess, gets the RGB from the motherboard, right? But the fans don't get the RGB from the motherboard connectors. They're just there. I have a little like switch that I've plugged all my fans into, like a little manual switch that I can change colors with
Oh,
instead of plugging it into the motherboard, because my motherboard is so old it doesn't have that plug,
you don't have RGB header.
or the one that
So
comes
your
with these
fans are
fans.
so your fans are controlled by your little remote. The
Yeah,
RGB
it's
on
like
your
a
fans.
hardwired remote that I have mounted on my case, so I can just click it and click through the effects. I've got that,
That's ratchet.
and then I've got the mobile app that connects to my LED Bluetooth strip, and I actually had it on the carnival mode.
You dumbass.
You fucking
It's like,
carny.
like a-
You friggin' carny.
Carney. That is so gross.
Oh,
Mine's-
man, that's funny.
I mean, it's annoying that I have to use 3 different softwares, but they don't have to be
Yeah.
opens, which is nice. I just have to
Okay.
set them and then close them. So it's not like I have all these fucking things running at the same time. Well, I also got a liquid cooler for my computer as well.
nice.
And now it looks superb. Perfect. That's great. That's great. Not this
Good for
big
you,
fucking
Fox.
giant air cooled
Yeah, air cooling
heat
bullshit.
sink in there with a brown Noctua fan. Those brown fans. It's like, what are you doing, Noctua? All of their fans are,
Yeah, it's like that brown. They have
beige and brown.
that. Yeah, so gross. Like,
80s.
what are they
They're from the
thinking?
80s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks 80s.
That's awesome.
So,
So,
any
What's up?
podcaster friends that are listening, I am starting a Mario Kart 8 Potter's Cup tournament.
Oh,
I've sent
wow.
the
Really?
Google Doc for signups in the Discord, and it's on our Twitter. I'm trying to get that filled up. So if there's any of the podcasting community guys listening, ask me for the document if you can't find it, and sign up. And we're gonna have a little tournament to see who is the Mario Kart 8 Champione. Okay, that's gonna be freaking
Cool.
sweet. I'd like
That's
to
fun.
stream it, but I have no idea how I'd possibly do that with the Switch. Like, I'd have to figure it out, but that'd be cool. I think we're at
Yeah.
5 out of 8. I think we need a couple more signups. So if you got Mario Kart 8, then we can get you signed up, and we'll have a great time.
I do not have that game.
That's it. I started up my stock bots to notify me for RTX cards. Maybe I snag one and hold it for a giveaway on the show.
$1,200 giveaway.
Imagine we were that rich.
We're too cheap to fucking pay for Zencaster.
Like
but
that
we're-
YouTuber, Fatty Bear. What's his name? Fatty Bear? The YouTuber
The
guy
door is locked.
who's
Fatty
super
Bear?
rich.
Fatty Bear? I don't know. Fatty
Ah,
Bear's
there are
birthday
many
surprise?
rich YouTubers.
Yeah, but his name's Bearface or something. I can't remember. Don't care.
Oh, Mr. Beast?
Oh, Mr. Beast. Yeah, that's
Mr. Bear? Bear
uh,
Claw.
all right.
Bear Claw. What's that from?
Fucking
Girl
New
Next
Girl.
Door. Or New Girl.
The
yeah.
guy, it's the guy from, I think he does the voice of the snowman and Let It in the Frozen. I don't know where else he's from, but I'll always
he's in a
remember
lot
him
of
as Bear
things.
Claw.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right. Well, we can move over to game time now. So,
Game time. Dandolph, you got any gaming news for us today?
I have some gaming news for you guys. I read a headline that made me laugh. I had to talk about it, especially now, and you'll see why I say that. Check this out, okay? GameRant.com headline reads, "Study claims people who identify as gamers are more likely to be racist and sexist."
man,
Okay?
I think I saw that.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
on Twitter.
Well, I was like, okay, what? I had to click it, right? I had to click it.
Clickbait.
Yeah. But the new study released by mental health organization Take This. It was a study based on the American populace exclusively. So it was just American people. The study focused on gamers who played 2 games specifically. You guys ready for this?
Call
Can
of
you guess
Duty?
what the games
Call
are?
of Duty.
And what's the other one?
LOL. League of Legends.
League of Legends.
No.
Valorant.
So, now there's a reason for this, but Call of Duty, yes. Obviously, there was fucking Call of Duty, right? The other one is Minecraft. Now,
Oh,
Really? Because of the kids?
chosen because they're known
Yeah, I
to
guess.
having toxic and supportive communities, respectively. You know what I mean? In that order. So, Call of Duty and Minecraft, toxic and supportive. So that's why they chose these two opposing kind of opposite ends of the spectrum. The study found that links to racism, sexism, and aggressive behavior could be found more in gamers, regardless, though, of what games they're playing. But naturally, the study found these toxic traits were more prevalent in Call of Duty players than Minecraft players.
Man,
No fucking
okay.
shit.
Okay, listen to this. One time, I have a recording of this because it was so insane. We lost to a guy who was exploiting a glitch in Warzone. We came second place, and he was invisible. Okay, he exploited some glitch that was happening at the time, and you couldn't see him. So we died, and I guess he had killed many other people. He was obviously doing it on purpose. And in Warzone back, I don't know if they still do it, but in the back, I think they do it. Back in the day, everyone's comms were open at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Like after the game is finished and won.
I remember the clip.
Like the post-lobby type thing?
Yeah. The people,
The mouths on them.
they were going insane on this guy that was invisible. It was the most disgusting thing I've ever heard. I think I had to record it. I can't, there's no way I could play it back on here, but it was horrible. And I was just like, oh my God, man.
Case
but
and point.
that's
And we're pretty
Call
vulgar.
of Duty.
Like,
That's Call of Duty.
but this must have been just disrespectful, like
Oh,
belligerent.
it was horrible. It was
filth.
horrible.
It was complete filth.
Yeah, absolute filth.
I don't think I heard it. I may have heard. Actually, you may have sent it to
Yeah, I
us.
think we
don't
sent
remember.
it. I think he sent it to us.
It was bad.
But case in point. So my next point was I thought about this headline. I was like, fuck, that is dumb. I was like, we don't really need an America-wide study to tell us that Call of Duty players are probably a bunch of fucking douchebags. Like, I could have just put that in a Facebook status or like a tweet. Call of Duty players can be huge douchebags. Played the game for years. There's my findings. Like, that's why I stopped. I couldn't stand it. And so I just started thinking about that. And I was like, man, it's annoying because these headlines, we have to be careful how these sorts of studies are interpreted, right? When they include words like regardless of what games they're playing, though. Because I'm like, gaming could potentially get a bad rap with these kind of studies. Because newsflash, it's not the games, it's the people. So we have to remember that.
Yeah.
One thing I can say that was funny that I laughed at that one of the guys said was that he was saying to this hacker, he said he was going to go home and suck his dad's dick. I was laughing. I laughed at that, but like there was other people saying some fucking horrible things. But I laughed at that.
Well,
oh man.
They obviously found that players playing Minecraft were far more friendly and open and supportive because it's not really a competitive game. There maybe can be competitive modes.
There is. There's like
no
a
shit.
PvP mode, no?
When people get angry, the filters come off.
Fuck. And there's like anonymity online. You know the word I was trying to say. They don't care what they say.
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
Of course. You don't know me. I can say whatever the fuck I want.
Till I do find you.
Fucking
Oh,
brutal.
God.
Just brutal. Anyway, I thought that's funny because the new COD is now out. So we should put that game news as a clip and just hashtag it, hash brown it, and send it to the internet. You guys can read more about the study on GameRant.com if you want.
Okay. I also had a little piece here. You guys may have seen it. I did mention it, but this is really interesting. And it goes back to things we've been talking about a lot on this podcast, okay?
Yeah.
Developer studios are asking Xbox to drop the Xbox Series S requirements. The devs say that the system has become an albatross, whatever that means. I'm not sure what that even means, but this is from
In that context,
A
giant bird.
Yeah, in that context, it has become a giant bird. I don't know. Anyway, this is from GameSpot. I got an article from GameSpot and True Achievements. The Series S isn't next gen enough and is bottlenecking next gen game development. Reportedly, Gotham Knights,
Oh, God.
only being 30 FPS, which we've heard for the last couple weeks, was largely in part because it had to be released on the Series S. This is according to one of the lead developers there. Do you believe that?
Well,
Is that crazy? This
know,
is a
kinda
next
took
gen
me by
fucking
surprise.
console.
Yeah.
it's got the new architecture, right? It's got the new gen architecture. So I don't. It's not.
But I guess it's the system RAM, the total memory in the system that is like super restrictive.
Right. But like I can't.
System memory.
I can't say like look what they did with Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk runs 60 FPS on the Series S and it looks great. You can't tell me people can't do that on this new hardware.
Wait.
Now, as we discussed, to some people, 30 FPS is fine. And I mean, it is fine. It's fine for, third person adventure games, whatever. With not a lot of fast moving gameplay. But also, maybe mostly among console gamers, like that haven't experienced maybe PC gaming, like it's fine. Yeah, 30 FPS, whatever. But like me, I never, nor will I ever play a PC game at 30 FPS. You know what I mean? Like,
no.
I have never. Like, if I can't play a game higher than 30 FPS on PC, I'm not fucking playing it.
It's time
like
for an
I'm
upgrade.
Gonna uninstall it.
Is that hilarious? That's hilarious. It's time for an upgrade.
It's like, so I mean, it depends who you are, I guess. Like, but man, anyway, I digress. So anyway, the GameSpot wrote that that what I said about the 30 FPS Gotham Knights was suggested by Rocksteady's senior character and technical artist Lee Devonald, who took a few shots at the console and even referred to it as a potato. Referring to it as a potato. Man, this is big news. Like, and apparently it's not just this one team. Like, this is reportedly multiple dev teams, man. Are like asking for Microsoft to drop the requirement, which is insane. It's big news.
Imagine that.
Like, if this
they
is
cannot
true,
do that.
No, they will never. But
they could not do that.
Could you imagine you're an owner of a Series S?
No more
you
games.
Just have, you just have a brick. It's just pointless. Like you,
I have a Series S
and a potato.
I now have
This
a
is your
Albatross.
fault. You're holding next gen
fucking
games
played.
back, nasty. You're holding us back with your Series S.
I can play. What was it? Rocket
You
League
idiot.
at 60 FPS at 600p. Okay.
Rocket League.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
Wow,
on the
great
Series
game.
S, yeah.
Great, awesome.
And that's
So what
something
do
we
you guys
never
think?
thought of, really. Right?
Yeah,
we
well,
never thought about
it's
this.
It's not
Yes.
powerful. It's not very powerful, but
Are they gonna have to start? Are they gonna have to start like what's the word? Tailoring when they're developing. Okay, this is gonna be the Series S version now, and they can't do that kind of easy flip a switch thing cross
it's never a flip
cross
switch,
console.
Because they have
I
to.
don't know how it works.
It's the same. They have to make it the same, right? For Series
Yeah.
S and X, it's gonna be the same.
Cool.
So yeah, this
There's
is
no
a big
workaround.
problem. is
I
what
don't
you're saying.
know.
I guess
I
not.
don't. You'd have to ask somebody. It's
Wow.
not a flip a switch.
Because
like,
you can't make. I don't think they can make Series S specific vertion and Series X. It's got to be the same one, right?
That's
'Cause
something
it's
we'll have to look up.
Series SX. Remember, the logo says
Oh.
SX. It's the same
Yes,
version.
true.
And they just potato the resolution down, I'm assuming. So like
Yeah. So
Say
like,
they release
Series
a
X
game-
can do much more, but they have to hold it back because it's got to be on Series S.
Wow.
Now, this is something we never thought about when we heard there were going to be two versions of the Xbox console. Like, we didn't think about this.
because I would have thought they would
Neither
make
did
the game
Microsoft,
for Series X, right? They make the game for Series X and they're like, okay, how do we get 30 FPS on the Series S? We take out this feature, we take out this, and we lower the resolution, just like on PC with the sliders, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a developer, but that's how I'd assume. And they're like, okay, print the Series S version, which has no fog or no illuminance.
Yeah, but that's got to be the
lighting
same
shit.
version that the Series X plays.
Oh yeah, for
See
the
what I'm
downloads
saying?
and stuff. Yeah.
Oh,
So they
my
have to
God.
use one version that's kind
They
of
have
held
to sell
back.
one version. Yeah.
Yeah. So this goes back to our argument for developing on last gen, ruining next gen games. It's almost like in a macro, be a micro or macro. Look, it would be a similar thing within next gen. Like, it's crazy. This is crazy. Developers are complaining about this. Can you imagine what they were saying about like
PS4.
PS4 and Xbox One and developing for that? You think they still want to develop for that? Hell no.
Fuck no.
Obviously.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that's what I had, and that's food
That's
for thought
hefty.
right there.
My poor Series S. I guess we could talk about. It's a segue into my gaming news about Gotham Knights. It's abysmal. Abysmal.
It's abysmal.
Abysmal.
Insert Aladdin villain right there.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I saw this coming though. Like I've watched some videos and wow, this game could easily not have been made. No one would have known or obviously cared. Like it's getting like
I
fours
saw
out of
some
10.
side by sides between it and Arkham Knight or whatever the hell the last
it's
Batman one was,
disgusting.
and it looks exactly the same.
No, what are you talking about? It looks worse. So I've got a video.
Looks worse. Well, in frame rate, it'll be worse, obviously,
No, watch this video.
on PC.
Okay.
Well, because
I'm gonna-
Gotham Knights on PC, right?
Just watch this video. I'm going to put it in the chat here. How do I get it?
A Facebook video.
Yeah, it's from a streamer, I guess. From a streamer, I guess, named
Serendide?
Serendide. Just watch the
Yeah.
combat.
Okay.
Watch the bullets. And like the bad guy's not even reacting. Like it's
Okay.
it looks so bad. There's like nobody around. It's like just so boring.
I think I'm gonna
Uh.
unpopular opinion here. I think this is why maybe I didn't really play the Gotham or the what are they called? Arkham games.
Yeah, but the Arkham games are fantastic. I've played a few.
Well, I know, but I just was playing them, the first one, and I was like, I'm kind of bored already
this-
because all I'm doing is fucking pounding people like this.
this looks
It's
so
just like
bad.
I don't know. I don't know.
The
It wasn't-
enemies definitely look like absolute morons.
Yeah, like they're not moving, not doing anything. Anyway, it's
Yeah.
getting like 4 out of 5, like 4 or 5 out of 10. Like the FPS
Enemy
is going to
AI.
fix that because the game itself is bad.
Wow.
I mean, it looks
yeah.
kind of nice.
I'll never buy it. I won't
But-
even watch people play it. That was the last time
All
I'll
of this
watch
talk about Gotham Knights actually makes me want to play the Batman one.
Oh, they're great.
Arkham
They're
Knight. That
fantastic.
one was friggin' sweet,
Yeah.
dude.
What? There's a
That
new.
game
Is there a new one
looks
coming?
sick. No, it's from like 2015 or something. 2016.
Yeah, there's like 4 of them.
Well, I was just talking
Right.
about that.
And Mark Hamill does the Joker, and he's unbelievable. He's so
yeah.
good. He's
Yeah.
so fucking good.
I don't know. I
Ah!
was just playing them once, and I was like,
Are you okay?
Fucking ladybugs on my mouse, crawling on my hands. Fuck.
"Ew,
Lady
living in a jungle."
They're all over the fucking place.
Arkham. Let me look this up.
It's like-
Arkham.
In your beard.
Yeah, Arkham Knight
don't
is
know.
$30 on Steam right now.
Which one is
They'll
that?
go
though?
on
Is that
sale. Don't worry. Get them
Arkham
cheaper.
Asylum is the what? The first one?
Arkham Knight.
I think I
don't
have
know
it.
which one that is. I don't know. I was playing
is
and I was
one
like, okay, I don't think this is a game that I'll keep playing. I don't know.
Anyhow, next up on my list. Did you guys know? Have you been following the Amaranth streaming news?
Yeah,
I heard
saw
something about
it, yeah.
this.
So a number of OnlyFans subscribers decided to try and claim refunds from the streamer when it emerged she isn't single. Subscribe.
Well,
But
That's what you heard? There's some other
oh yeah,
shit.
no, yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll
Uh-oh,
get there.
but
I'm
there's
sure.
there's hope for you nerds. Amaranth might be single soon after her
Yeah.
break from streaming to deal and cope with her dickhead abusive husband.
Yeah.
But by the time this episode is out, she's probably back making her $1.5 million a month from all her streaming platforms.
Wow.
So what do you guys think these nerds' chances with Amaranth are? Not
a
good.
million, more like a million to one.
Not good
So,
like 1 in a
Holy
100.
shit, man.
1 in a million.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Oh my god.
That is super weird. That is so weird. There's a lot.
Like,
there's a
what are
lot of
you
complexity here in
thinking?
these issues because like you cannot expect some woman that you're subscribing money to for that kind of service to just like be single because that's your dynamic. Like it's so weird. That is
I mean,
weird.
maybe why not? Whatever. It's what they,
No,
if that's what
because
floats their
that's
boat,
just-
then they don't want to subscribe anymore.
No,
I don't
yeah,
know
well,
about
that's
refund, but
they can
Yeah.
do whatever they want. But what I'm saying is you can't expect that woman to stay single because it's like that's her revenue. That's just her
but
job.
that's
This is
not
what
what
she does,
like.
you know what I mean?
But if you just have some guy who gets off on
The
Her
fact that she's single.
on the
Like him
thought that
simping,
she
right?
might be,
Oh,
the thought that she is single, but then once he hears that she's not, he's
Yes.
just like, oh no,
I'm
it
not
ruins
interested.
it for him.
right? Because
because
when
he's
when they're
potentially paying for her wedding, you know what I mean, or whatever her engagement
goes like this.
if she's
yeah,
Wah.
fucking fuck, that was
Man,
funny.
that's weird.
For audio listeners, we're doing a little I'll put the context. A long time ago, me and Jonathan were working at our dad's shop, auto body shop, and my grandfather was there. And during the day we were working, and Jonathan chucked my pants in front of like all the workers there.
No, there was no one there. It was just us. But
And then-
no was sitting there.
No, sitting there, and I like quickly pull up my pants, and he's like, "What was it that? It was like this. It's supposed to be like this."
He shows
With his
a
little
flaccid finger. Why is it like this? And then he shows a hard finger, a stuck-up finger. It should be like this.
Yeah, it should be like that at all times.
That's all
Just
times.
an old friggin'
Oh man.
pervy Italian grandfather remark. So funny.
But like, it's because those people, right? Whenever they're watching her on the OnlyFans, it's in that point of view where they're so into it that they believe that she is talking
Yeah, I guess
to
I
them,
guess so.
right?
Yeah.
And there's those people who need that. It has to be
In
them,
order to
right? She
in
has
order to
be
want to
single.
keep pissing their money away, they need
Wow.
that.
1.5 million a month.
But
That's
she makes that much money when she's firing all cylinders.
We were having this debate with some friends over where some of people were saying like I just can't accept that as like a normal thing for women to do, to put themselves out there like that and be okay taking everyone's money for it. It's just such a like I don't know if that how can they respect themselves.
All the power.
And then
all
other
the
people
power
were
to
like
them.
exactly, and that's the other column B was like, well, I mean, they've got the goods. They recognize that it's an opportunity to make money and support themselves, and if they're fine with it, then what is the issue? So it's a very controversial topic.
Mhm.
I mean, she's not a hardcore porn star. Like,
No, I don't know. I've
Uh,
never really
well,
looked
no,
at
not in her OnlyFans.
no.
But her husband was like, was he like with her because she was making all this money, or was he with her before she started making money? Do you know any of that stuff?
That I
know
don't
the deets.
know, but I do know that he like berates
Was-
and like
Yeah.
forces her to do certain things like all the time.
Yeah, because she's
And-
making shit.
and he
tons of
threatens
bank.
her,
Right.
and he threatens her with stuff like, "You better be streaming 24/7,
Making
or I'll
that
kill
money."
or I'll kill your dogs," kind of thing. Like it's
Ugh,
insane.
gross.
Anyway, that was one part of my news. Anybody else got news?
No, I just had that little piece.
Okay. Oh, what about this one?
Interesting.
What about this one?
Interesting news.
Phil Spencer says Xbox prices will rise. Did you guys hear this one? He says, quote, "We've held price on our console. We've held price on games and our subscription," said Spencer. "I don't think we'll be able to do that forever. I do think at some point we'll have to raise some prices on certain things. But going into this holiday, we thought it would really be important that we maintain the prices we have."
They're going to go up
Unquote.
immediately in the new year.
Oh,
then.
yeah.
From
Oh, yeah.
from
But
that.
like,
Well, after hearing what Jonathan said about his news and the bottlenecking, I don't know, man. Those don't go well together. You know what I'm saying? Like they got to sort this shit out because
the prices are going to rise, like especially Game Pass,
Mm.
especially Game Pass.
I saw a headline that Game Pass has its
shit, I
like,
got to do that thing
second-
then.
Mm-hmm.
second
Lock it
month
in.
a row. Second month in a row is its lowest subscriber count or
What?
something
What
like
is?
that. Game
Oh
Pass.
yeah, it went down.
I
It
didn't
hit
click
them.
the article, but
Didn't hit their targets or
That's-
something.
yeah,
So
something
maybe-
like that for like 2 months in a row.
Yeah, maybe they won't rise their prices with that data coming in.
We shall see.
Interesting.
Well then.
Interesting.
What have you guys been playing?
Let's
move on.
Yeah. I've been playing a lot of Overwatch 2, actually.
Mm.
I've been playing DPS on PS5 because I find support on PS5, it's hard to do. It really is with all the buttons because a lot of the support people I want to play, you can switch between DPS and healing, but I find the controls aren't great with my controller. So if I want to switch over to DPS, I gotta press. They got all these fucking buttons. So I just do PS5 DPS. I play Ash, the cowgirl with the robot. I play her on PS5, and on PC I play support. What's her face? Kakiro, the new one, whatever that was.
Kiriko.
But she is so sick on PC. It's just fucking flying around and zipping to people. But I've been playing.
I haven't played in a while.
Overwatch 2. Though it's hard to keep playing because they don't reward you for playing. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, I just kind of like, I play it for a little bit. I'm like, this is kind of just the same. Like,
Hang on. What does that mean? What? There's no ranking system unlocks? What do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Like you
Really?
can buy the battle pass.
I don't know, man.
And then you go through the battle pass and unlock not so great rewards, right? I didn't buy the battle pass, so I'm getting
did.
like zilch. I'm like getting zilch rewards.
I bought the battle pass. I think I'm like level 30 something.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But they're not
I got a
giving
cool
you
Kiriko
much.
skin. I got a cool Kiriko skin and a cool Diva skin.
Yeah.
There's a couple cool skins.
I've got all my sweet skins from before when I had Overwatch with the loot boxes because the loot
the
boxes
skins are so sick in this game.
Yeah. they're
Like
really
the
good.
legendary skins are fucking sweet.
Yeah, they're
Mm.
nice. The thing is though, with like back in the other game, they had the loot boxes, right? That gave free to play players some kind of roulette to win something, right? Now you get nothing. You get fucking nothing. And the skins are so expensive. They're even more expensive than Apex Legends. This is fucking crazy. It's insane. It's like
At least you can
$30.
craft them in Apex. You can craft every
Yeah,
skin.
you can craft them. But in here, it's like $30 Canadian for one of those legendary skins. Like,
Ooh, really?
it's insane.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's brutal. But I just play when I sit down on the couch. I'll play for an hour, a couple hours. But Overwatch 2 is what I'm currently playing.
I was going to say, you also picked up Friends of Olive Town, Story of Seasons.
Oh yeah,
Can you give us a quick impression of that? How is it?
You sent
How is
us
it
a
to your
couple of
liking?
screenshots from that.
I like it. Now, my favorite Harvest Moon or Story of Seasons is what they call it now.
Yeah.
Is Mineral Town, the one that came out for PlayStation, that we were all obsessed with. That's the one I have up here. Like it has to reach Mineral Town, right?
Yeah.
Olive Town is different in a way because you can craft stuff. Because in Mineral Town you couldn't. So in Olive
No.
Town you can craft stuff like you can customize your farm with like walkways and benches or whatever the fuck you want. Like you can make a bunch of stuff. There's a crafting aspect to the game now.
Yeah. Okay.
What's kind of stupid is they do like you know how you can make like those mayonnaise makers, the cheese makers in
Yeah.
Mineral Town, and they pump out instantly. They give you your cheese, right? You throw it in, and you
Yes.
Milk. Throw in some milk.
yeah, milk and gives you cheese. In this one,
Does it take time to do
it
this
takes time, like daytime to do it, and then it
Huh.
queues it up. So like you don't throw in 10 milk and get 10 cheese back like right away. You throw in like 10 milk, and then you gotta wait, and then it'll give you. You have to go back to the maker, take the one milk out or take the one cheese out, and then so the
Okay.
next cheese can start getting
Can
made.
start. Oh,
It's
that's
very
challenging.
it's very stupid.
kind,
Yeah.
kind of dumb.
So you have to keep going back and checking your
You have to
makers.
tend to your machines.
Yeah, I didn't
Ugh,
like it.
just
So right
keeping
now,
you busy.
right
Busy
now,
with-
yeah, right now I have a whole field. I have a whole field of makers. It's just like a bunch of fucking makers.
It's like the Matrix, the fields of fucking
Yeah. That's
humans.
exactly what it
It's
is.
that they
Cheese
don't
just
make love
pumping
for
out cheese and mayo.
Cheese is oozing out of these things.
So that's it. But in this one,
It is the world that has been pulled in front of your eyes to blind you from the truth.
But in this one, you're restoring your farm, so you don't have to buy a coop. You already have a coop, but it's run down, right?
Okay.
You don't have to buy a barn. It's there. It's already run down, but you have to collect the resources to fix the barn, and you can fix the barn yourself. Like the base version of the barn, you can just
Oh,
collect
okay.
and fix yourself.
Well, I
So
mean,
that's
you start
cool.
with those in the
I
old
like
games
that.
too, but you pay money to make them bigger.
Mm,
in
no,
the
you
old
didn't
games.
start with a barn, did you?
Yeah. You just
Oh,
have
yeah?
to pay money to upgrade its size so
Well,
that you
fuck.
can get a certain amount of cows. But I think the
fuck.
size also contributes to how many hearts you
Yeah.
can end up getting total from your animals as well.
Yeah. What
Anyway.
else was cool? Oh, my doggy. So you can go to the pet store. There's a pet store in town, and you can buy a bunch of different kind of cats and dogs. And they actually had a husky dog that I could buy, and you can walk him around town on a leash. It was fucking awesome.
And you didn't end up naming him Fuck because he looks
No,
like
I couldn't.
Finn and Huck. So
I couldn't. I wouldn't allow me.
I was like, you should name him Fuck.
So I named him just Huck Finn.
Okay.
Huck
Nice.
Finn. Yeah.
All
He's
right,
a cute
cool.
little dog. But that's it. Yeah.
I want to play it. I'll play it one day.
It's good. Get it on sale. I got it on sale for $30, I think it was.
Cool.
Yeah. But I am looking forward to that new one coming out next year. Gonna get it.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I
like
got
a
the
remake
dogs
of
in
my
here
favorite.
right now. They're lying down.
But that's it. That's for me.
Speaking of Apex Legends, I was playing Apex Legends.
I could have guessed.
And I got to Diamond again.
Oh.
Diamond
wow.
rank.
Haven't
the
you
first
been
time-
sucking it up, though?
What?
How are you making
say?
diamond rank? Haven't you been sucking it up lately? You said you've been never been shittier playing Apex.
Yeah, that was probably in some pub games, but I mean, yeah. I was,
okay.
well, there was a few games. Man, it's up and down. It's a roller coaster, you know? But it's the first time I really played ranked since they changed the way it worked. Because they changed it, and then I didn't play really, and then it went to Kings Canyon, which I absolutely hate and will never play ranked in Kings Canyon. And then it changed again to Storm Point. I was like, all right, I'm going to play Storm Point and play ranked. So me and Chim have been playing ranked. They changed it. When I said they changed it so that games cost more to get in, like to get into the games by a large margin. The amount of points required for each rank also went up. So you can't get to Diamond with the same amount of points as you could before. Like it's thousands of points different now.
More points.
Yeah.
So your
So-
diamond now is better than your diamond before, in other words.
Kind of, but I think so, yeah. But it's also kind of relative because you get more. You can get more points now for a high kill win than you could before. Like before,
Okay.
the maximum was like 260 or something. Now you can get like hundreds and hundreds
Oh,
of
nice.
points
Oh,
if
so
you
if
have a
you're-
high kill win.
If you're just crushing in that game, they reward you at least. More
Yeah,
so.
but they also reward you for placement. So if you get a bunch of kills and you don't even make top 10, it doesn't matter. You'll still probably be minus. So if you make top 5 and have a bunch of kills, you'll be doing good. So if you win and have a bunch of kills, like I got 580 points one win. It was crazy. But if you're doing that,
and they
so if
capped
you're
you at
really good-
250 before?
yeah, 260 or
Wow.
something.
Okay.
But to
Well,
for perspective, diamond rank now is like 11,400 rank points, I think. Whereas before it was only 7,200 to get to diamond. You only need 7,200 points. So they made it higher, but they allowed you.
yeah. So the
get
good
more.
people will rise faster and out of like gold and platinum.
Yeah, like
okay.
like in platinum. Like
That's
bombed
good. I
through
think that's
platinum.
good. That's a good
I got-
idea.
Yeah, it's not bad, but their matchmaking is still pretty bad. Like
No one will
they're
ever
prior-
have good matchmaking.
they're prioritizing queue times instead of actual matchmaking. So Preds are getting put in like diamond and platinum lobbies. Like it's fucking stupid.
It is an interesting
just
game,
so they don't
though,
have to wait.
in the way that we had covered. We talked about that before, where it's like really not the kind of game that just some noob first person shooter player wants to like play casually. You know what I mean? It's crazy. That's crazy. Because what other games are out there like that have this kind of elite player base to them where they don't fuck around? Like if you're playing to kind of rank up and be good. You know what I mean?
I don't know, like League,
Maybe
Rainbow
Okay.
Six Siege is a bad one apparently.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
That's a
You have to
cave.
be top shelf.
but I mean it's hard. Like it's a hard game, like I said. But I didn't play much ranked since those changes until this split and when the map changed. But there was a span of 3 days where I gained 3,000 rank points, 3,000 RP in like 3 days. I went from gold 4 to plat 4, like a full level. It was insane. Like I was just popping off. Now, I know this because I started using this ApexLegendsStatus.com, which is a tracking system.
Oh.
So you get in your
How does it
profile
do
there, you
that?
link up, and it tracks
Oh, okay.
everything and tracks all players and ranks. It tracks your match history and that kind of thing. At one point, I was the top 1.7% of all players in ranked before I lost a bunch and almost got demoted. And I stopped. But considering according to my data, I only played ranked on 10 different days of the split, and I got to diamond. That's crazy. Like,
That's
imagine
good
I played,
ratio.
played the
right?
whole split. I probably could have
like
got
that.
higher.
I like those kinds of sites. Those kind of sites that like offer you kind of a component to the game you're playing. You know,
Like
almost
those apps that they release too. They could sometimes they
Yeah.
release apps.
I did have
Some
to donate
sites-
like $5. It's not free. I gave them $5
Wow.
or something.
Yeah.
But I
Whatever.
can choose.
Somebody's
I can
making
see
it on
all
their free
my
time.
history and everything. It's really cool. They give you graphs and stuff.
So it's like
There's
HS
sites-
replay, but for
Yeah,
Apex.
kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's sites that do like
You have to have
spec
it
building
open.
for like RPGs and stuff. You know, third-party sites that do spec building, so you can put all the points in and see what it gives you. I like that stuff. That's cool.
Yeah. No, it was cool. It was fun. It was fun. And Shim had a rough time in the last couple because like I made it and then so I made diamond while we were still playing, so we're still queuing. So now we have to play in diamond lobbies, right? After. And he's not diamond yet. So it's much harder. So now he's kind of getting screwed because we're
With you?
up one level now playing diamond when we're trying to get him to diamond, but it would be easier if we were both in platinum still, right?
Right.
But anyway, I guess he got it solo queuing and he won a game or something like that. A game like 300 and just put him over
Nice.
the top. So we're
Okay.
like, and the season ends like tomorrow or something. So yeah, there's a new season coming out on Tuesday with a new character and a new map. So that should be fun. And I
Oh,
will
new
play
map.
that. Yeah, new map.
Cool.
Been playing Marvel Snap. Nate, you've been playing
Oh,
Marvel Snap. You
yeah.
didn't mention Marvel Snap.
Well, I was going to after I heard those website things.
I like it. I keep wanting to say Pokemon Snap. I keep saying that. Pokemon Snap. Look at that old game.
Marvel
Not
Snap.
Pokemon Snap. Marvel Snap. It's nothing.
That's a
It's
card
nothing too
game, right?
crazy. It's still early access, right? Yeah, card
Yep.
game. It's a card game,
Trading card
Cool.
game.
like a deck builder.
Now,
What I
when
like-
did it come out? When did it come out?
Well, I was in the beta for a long time,
Oh, okay.
playing against
It
bots.
just came out. It's still early access, isn't it? It's not
Yeah.
fully
Well, it's,
finished yet.
yeah,
Is it?
correct. It's still got some wonks to it. Like I don't like the whole screen and menu thing.
I find the whole snapping thing is kind of weird. Like the whole thing that it's
That's-
based on is.
Yeah, that's like a bluffing. It's like a bluffing mechanic, like in poker, right? So, so you've got your setup. You're like, oh man, I think I could take this. I think I could take it. So then you snap for more rank points,
Yeah.
and that other person will be like, oh, he snapped. Does that mean he's got a really good card that's going to take a spot from me or 2 spots from me, or is he bluffing to make me retreat? Right? And
Yeah, but
then-
why would he want you? You don't want people to retreat because then you barely get any points. You see
right,
what I'm
but it's up
saying?
to- that's- yeah,
Like the
yeah.
climb is so slow
Yeah,
unless
it's very
you're
fucking
both
slow.
snapping.
Yeah.
Like unless you're both snapping, you're gonna win a lot. You're gonna win a lot, and you're
Or
gonna,
you're gonna
lose,
lose
a lot.
You're gonna lose a lot.
I just find they have to tweak that somehow. I don't know. It's
I think
very slow.
I think
And
if you
half the games that I win, I only get 2 cubes.
Mhm.
Like that's horrible. 4 cubes.
so I think
like,
whenever
rarely.
you snap, like say you're in a good position and you're like, I want more points because I'm probably gonna win this, right? So you snap, and if the other
Mhm.
person's like, I don't think I'm gonna like win this, so I'm gonna retreat. Like, don't give the winner 1 fucking cube. Like, give him like 2,
Yeah.
like 3, 4
That's what
cubes.
I'm saying. Like if you win off a retreat, it's like 1 cube. Like
Yeah, it's
God,
fucking
man,
stupid.
come on.
Yeah. I
How do you
think
get
that's-
1 cube for a win? That's so bad.
But there's
Yeah, they gotta
sometimes I'm
figure
like,
that out.
sometimes like, oh, I got this. I'm gonna snap this motherfucker, and then I'm like, put down my cards, and then he roasts me. I'm like, what the fuck?
and then
And then I
He
lose
probably
8
didn't-
fucking cubes. I'm like, oh,
well, if you both snap, yeah.
yeah.
But yeah,
But
I mean, I like
it's
that how the
fun. I
games
like
are
it.
short. I like how the
Yeah.
games are short at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the artwork on the cards. I
Oh,
enjoy
they're
deck
so
building
good.
games. Obviously, I
So
played Hearthstone. We played Hearthstone a lot,
Mhm.
so We have some experience, but I do like tweaking decks, and it's nice that the deck size are smaller, so you can kind of
you can tell what tech people are playing, and you don't have to do so much math to know what cards are probably in that deck. Versus Hearthstone's like 30 cards versus Marvel Snap's 12, right? So like they're running this card, this card, this card based on like the first 2 plays they do. You know what I mean? And how they're setting up.
I don't really
three.
know the meta that well because I don't think I've seen all the cards and shit yet.
That's
I don't
another
have
thing.
all the cards. Yeah, like I don't know what cards are in there.
Like you can't buy cards to unlock them. You have to rank up in the collector points. It's that little green collector points. I think I'm at 300 now. So I've unlocked quite a few cards that I'm now seeing a lot of, and there's a couple of cards that just are OP. But when you're lower in the collector's points, you don't have those cards because you haven't hit that collector point threshold to unlock them.
Yeah, so that's where I am right now. I'm like, I don't have a lot of the cards that I'm seeing. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I don't even know what this is.
I like it.
Like
it's a good
Daredevil.
Yeah,
Daredevil's a crazy card.
Yeah, it's a
I'm
good.
like,
I've
never
game.
seen that. Yeah, good shitter game. I like to relax. Play it, listen to some soothing sounds.
Yeah, of
Synth wave.
Oh,
I don't listen to the game volume. Like you can listen to anything while playing this kind of game. That's what I did. Yeah, listen to myself shit.
Turn the master audio down. There we go.
Yeah.
That's better.
Yeah. Oh, I can hear it all.
I play it on the
shit.
elliptical.
I dropped my phone in the toilet.
I exercise while playing Marvel Snap. Jump on the elliptical, and I screen share it to my TV, and I put the elliptical in front of my TV, and I just play on my TV while I elliptical.
Well, you might as well.
I have one more game to talk about. Now, this is not something I'm proud of, but I purchased Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I did it for the show, okay? I did it for the content, okay?
Just give me the $80.
Now, it's a horrible game. No, just kidding. I mean, at first, the starting weapons are awful. And I'm up against all these guys who have the shit unlocked. So like the starting M4 is so bad. There's so much visual recoil on these guns. Like seemingly, I don't know if it gets better. I'm assuming it does.
Josh was
It's
telling
just
me about
like
that. Yeah.
It's just like, what the fuck am I looking at right now? And then I can't see anything what I'm shooting at because the gun is just vibrating all over the place. And it's shooting marshmallows, like it's not doing any damage. And then I just get shot from like, it's horrible. Like my experience, like in the first few levels, were horrible. It was bad. It's like so bad, and it's buggy. I had a couple bugs. I posted a short on YouTube of one of the bugs. It's hilarious. Go check it out.
Which got how many views? That one got
10,000
10,000 views.
Yeah,
pretty sweet.
There was another one that was in the firing range. There was another bug that I experienced. So the very first time I entered the firing range, my gun was just firing automatically. like the trigger was stuck on it. And I was like, what the hell is going on? It's just like reload. And I couldn't stop it. I was like this. My hands off the keyboard, off of the mouse, and it was still going. I exited the firing range. I went back in and it was still doing it. I had to close the game down and relaunch the game for it to fucking I was like, oh my god, this
So
game.
you've played online though? You've tried some online matches?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Would you
it feels
would you say
weird.
that you feel racist and sexist having played?
Maybe a little bit more. I'm definitely more angry.
Yeah, I'll say aggressive behavior is one of the traits, Jonathan.
Yeah.
Side effect.
Okay, the movement feels really slow and kind of like it feels very much slower. The aiming, like I said, is not as snappy, and it just feels like there's a lot of movement on the gun. That it kind of is distracting and a lot of visual. Yeah, it doesn't feel as good as 2019 Modern Warfare 2019.
Oh, Nasty Nate has something to say.
Was that changed? Did you get a lot of attachments yet for those guns?
No, it's very slow going.
Okay, so maybe
That's why I got a few, and it does make it a little bit better. But what I found
That's brutal.
I unlocked a new version of the M4. So you unlock different versions of each frame. I guess the gun's based on the M4. So you have like the M16. You have all these different guns that are kind of based on the frame.
Okay.
You can unlock the next frame for that gun or the next version. So the next one I unlocked was like a single fire. It only has 10 rounds, but they're high damage single fire M4.
Mm-hmm.
First game I played with that gun, crushed it. Like top kills, highest kill death ratio. Because it actually fucking killed the enemy. Not like the last version was just like like barely doing any fucking damage. I'm like, oh shit. I thought it was me.
Yeah.
It's the gun. The initial M4 is absolutely horrible. It's awful. So I can't, like, you don't even unlock a next gun, I think, to like level 19, which I'm not even level 19 yet. So I have to wait for that to use a different gun. Ugh,
I wonder if they use those guns like in this campaign version, part of the game, the story, and if they're also like if the regular
that's
M4
probably
is
one of the main
shitty,
guns.
and then you get like a souped up M4.
Well, there's probably a bunch of different guns in the campaign.
I love the campaigns. I love the stories of Call of Duty. I will never naysay those. They're always great. They're always a good
I
time.
haven't tried it yet. I'll try it, but I didn't finish the 2019 one, and I think this is just a continuation of it. We'll see how it goes as I level up the guns, but I honestly only did it for its preparation for Warzone 2.0, which is coming out in a couple weeks.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be in
I just
Mexico.
want to level some guns, but I mean, it's pretty typical, par for the course. You know, people running around using the quick scope single fire sniper, and that's all it is. Like everyone's using the same friggin' thing. It's
As usual, fucking game.
Oh,
so annoying.
sounds like a very new and unique experience.
No, it is not. But maybe I'll check out the campaign.
Yeah,
But I didn't play the last one, like I said, and I think it might be a continuation of the last Modern Warfare. I don't know.
I've been
apparently
wanting to play them.
Apparently, it's not very good.
The one
This
with
isn't
Kevin
the Call of Duty
Spacey?
we saw in the showcase, was it? I'm confused now. There's so many Call of Duties now. I don't.
Yeah, the showcase is this one that he's talking about with the moving canisters on the boat. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that seems looked cool to me. I'll try it out. I want to
okay.
try it. I do want to try
Then
it.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll try it out.
The Modern Warfare 1, 2019 or whatever, that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is that the one with Kevin Spacey where he's running the special ops tech giant and he sells all the tech to the military? That one was
don't
good.
know.
I like that one.
I thought his
I don't
career
remember.
was
I
ruined.
didn't play it.
Oh, okay.
I didn't play it. I played the Call of Duty Black Ops or Cold War.
Yeah.
Black Ops Cold War campaign. That was really good.
Oh, I haven't
I
finished
didn't
that
play
one.
I didn't play the Vanguard campaign. I didn't even start it.
I finished that one. It was okay.
Oh, you played that one?
Oh yeah. Right.
I beat that
I
one.
didn't play it at all. I played multiplayer and that's it. That's when Warzone got shitty. Like when they introduced
The World War II
Vanguard.
weapons.
Yeah, the World War II weapons and this old shit sucks. Like with that new map, that was the downfall of
Interesting.
Warzone. It sucked. Like it was good during Black Ops Cold War. Like the 80s weapons were okay. Using those in Warzone in Verdansk.
The Rambo AK is what I used.
Yeah, I like that one. The AK was good, but like then they put all this old shit in this new map. Yeah.
Alrighty.
Anyway.
Well,
Dan,
moving
you
on.
were going to have something you said.
I have been playing Chivalry. That's kind of been my main squeeze. So much so that I played
So
it for
good.
6 hours straight. Like last week. I
do you
went up a
fucking
bunch
play
of
it? I can't
levels.
do
I've never played a game for 6 hours straight. No way. Not me.
It's been a while since I played anything that long. Sea of Thieves was the last one I would have done that with. But I went up a bunch of levels, and I've been really focusing on the archer. Jonathan, you said you just don't understand how people get kills with the archer, with the bow, but
I do. It's just like I get killed instantly from everything else.
yeah, you
'Cause
just
everyone's
accept
focusing
that going in.
Yeah,
exactly.
No one
Get
likes
that
it.
fucking guy. I'm just trying to unlock the warbow because apparently it does ultra damage, and I want to see what that's about.
Really?
But I've got to get to like level 18 archer, and I'm still only at like level 12, and I've been playing pretty
That's
much
crazy.
exclusively archer. So But it's just because you
another
don't get
thing is
that.
there's always too
many
many
points.
archers, and you can never play archer.
Yeah, that's another one too.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
Like I find I can never play archer.
That and my knight, I've just been leveling up because I want to get like cool armor sets and unlock cool shit. And that's why I like the unlocking system and all the weapons and stuff, because it gives me the incentive to play. And so that's really all I've been doing. It's just me and Nate been kind of crushing the chivalry lately. Sometimes Nasty Nate joins us.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's because, like, if you to buy the game, right? You purchase the game, and then through the unlocking, you can actually unlock some items, right? Or what are they called?
I don't really know. I thought that you, why there's a benefit to buying the game, you're saying?
Well, versus like Overwatch 2, where it's free, and if you're playing for free, you're not unlocking shit.
Oh,
Right?
Right.
You're not unlocking anything. But in Chivalry 2, you buy the game for, let's say, $30, and you actually get to unlock cosmetics, right? And you collect those
Yeah.
gold coins by just playing the
Yeah.
game and unlocking those
Right.
cosmetics.
correct. Yeah, it's an in-game currency. There is an
Yeah.
in-game and an out-game currency. But that's about it for me. Nice and short and sweet. But I'll see what I
Alright.
get into this week.
All right.
Shall we?
Let's get into our main topic, crowd-funded video games.
See you there. We're back. Crowd-funded video games. Wow, this is something that So
I
we're
liked
going to
it.
talk
I
about.
like it as a topic. It's a great topic.
Let's explain here. We're going to talk about some crowd-funded games that we dug some dirt on. Dug some dirt because some were fails, maybe some were a success. I'm not sure. I have a couple to talk about though. So let's get into it.
I just have the one to talk about.
Shall I go first?
Sure, Dan. Let's start you off.
Let's hear
here.
it. Let's hear it.
I'm going to start you guys off with a crowd-funded success story.
Oh,
Okay.
a success.
I think a huge success. In fact, probably one of the bigger successes. So check this out. You guys know me. I love it. You've played it. You seem to love it. Kingdom Come Deliverance. Okay.
Oh, and I totally forgot that was crowdfunded.
Was it crowdfunded?
It was absolutely. Let me tell you. Let me tell you a little bit about that.
Hey,
Stay
let me tell
tuned.
you. Don Cherry.
Kingdom Come Deliverance released February 13th, 2018. It's kind of new, relatively new. I remember that day, and in my opinion, it was a killer app because I sold my shitty PlayStation 4 to buy an Xbox One X to play it properly because I had tried it on PS4 and I was like, this is not what I was seeing in the trailers. This is garbage. So I got my
Such
One X on a whim and fucking bought Kingdom Come and didn't care what it cost. And I was like, oh my God, this is so much better. This is awesome. So, killer app. It was developed by Warhorse Studios, located in Prague, Czech Republic. I am calling this a success story. Check this out. According to PC Gamer, Kingdom Come reached its funding goal of 300,000 British pounds. That was the symbol they were using. That's almost $500,000, probably US dollars.
That's all they asked for? That's
At
all they were
first,
pledging? Wow.
Only 36 hours after its crowdfunding campaign launch on Kickstarter,
Wow.
they made their goal.
Fuck
Only
yeah.
36 hours. Yeah. Now, Polygon.com says, I know, Warhorse Studios received, though, 1.1 million pounds from 35,000 backers. That's almost 400% more than their original goal, says Warhorse lead Daniel Vavrit. He also says Kingdom Come Deliverance is among the 30 most funded Kickstarter projects of all time and in the top 15 of video game projects. We have 35,000 backers with an average pledge of $52. Okay, that's like
Nice.
almost the list price of the
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Our YouTube channel has more than 1 million views, etc. And their YouTube channel was awesome. I used to follow it because they did like arms and armor demonstrations for their game building, which is
I
really
remember
cool. And they'd like set up armor sets and fucking
Man,
throw
that's
shit at it.
crazy that their YouTube got that huge.
Yeah. They were
for a
showing
game
all
that,
sorts of
wasn't
elements.
even out yet. Yeah, I remember that.
All the facets of their game building, and they were doing sound design and what like armor actually sounded like when you hit it with a sword and shot it with an arrow. And they're really
That's sweet.
focusing on that realism, which I thought for me was just like beyond cool. And I watched demonstrations of their originals music score with their adaptive music engine. It was great. It was an awesome YouTube channel for all the marketing. And they made a post on Facebook saying this resounding confirmation of what we've been working on for almost 2 years just makes everything worthwhile. So they were super stoked, obviously. But even on the Kingdom Come Deliverance Kickstarter page, which I went to just kind of check out, it was cool because they had so much info on the Kickstarter page about like what the game was about and all these little in-depth details of, you know, what you could do in it and stuff. But he ultimately wrote, the lead, Daniel Vavra, said that it was do or die. They had no other choice but to launch a crowdfunding campaign because
Did
no
you back them?
publisher. I didn't at the time. I just because I totally forgot
You
about
didn't
it.
know.
Steven
I don't think
Steven
you knew it
showed
was
me
a
the game
Kickstarter.
back in university, and I was like, "Oh, that's going to be cool." And then it just like came out of nowhere. I was like, "Oh my god, it's going to be out soon!" And it was like years later. So anyway, no publisher was willing to risk their money on a weird historical game for a niche audience, quote unquote. So me, basically, no publisher was willing to risk their money on a weird historical game for Dandoff the Wise. But they did, and like it just ended up being this massive following. Like tons of people started downloading it on Steam, I think, and you know there were some people that weren't digging it. There were some bugs at first. But I think maybe that depended on your.
That was
I don't
awesome
know if
move.
that depended on your system or not, but I had a great time with it. I really wish they would have done a new gen optimization for it. That would have been so cool.
Yeah,
But I think they're busy working on a number 2, from what I know.
that'd be sweet.
So
The mod
that's
scene is
Kingdom Come.
huge. Mod scene is
Yeah.
huge for Kingdom Come. I remember I downloaded it, and then there's this mod pack that increases the graphics resolution, textures, all that. Oh, it looked so friggin' amazing.
Man,
It
that
looked
game was so
sick.
funny. I was laughed my
It was
ass
a very
off.
funny game.
Yeah,
Like
It had everything.
the quests when you had to take over the priest's sermon because he was like
Yeah.
hungover,
oh, fantastic.
and you had to like choose what to say. Man, it was so funny. And then
good.
that was the night after you and him went out on a bender
Yeah,
and were like hanging out with like bar wenches
yeah,
and puking off the bell tower. Man, I was laughed
yeah.
so
it was
hard.
good. That was very unexpected.
So-
Like I didn't have a
Man.
clue.
Should I reinstall it?
Yeah, I know.
Everyone
I've considered
hated
it
me in
too.
that game. They hated me because I was like a thief, and everyone knew I was a thief. So
I just
like,
found-
everybody in every town
Yeah.
just would not talk to
Reputation.
me.
Yeah, I
Having
found the fighting very
reputations.
difficult though. I couldn't wrap
Yeah,
my head
it
around
was.
it.
I loved it. I loved it because I got good at it. And I was like, okay, I understand how this works now.
Yeah.
And nobody stood a fucking chance.
Like, I just ran
against
away.
Henry. Henry's
ran
come
away.
to see us.
Henry,
Jesus Christ
be
be
praised.
praised.
It's Henry.
Oh, yes.
man,
Classic.
nice.
So that's Kingdom Come, a huge Kickstarter success. I think a
Cool.
great model for, you know, what is possible. It's just, it can't, you know, it's lightning in a bottle. It can't always happen, unfortunately, but I'll have more on that to talk about later. What have you guys got?
Nasty.
Mine's a little history. It's mine's going to be a little bit longer than Daniel's, but I'll try to get through it. So, mine's more of a fail, not like kind of like a scam. If you ask the funders, or the backers of this game, you would hear that this game and the guy running it is a fucking scam artist. The game I've decided to cover is called Chronicles of Elyria. Is a massively multiplayer online role-playing game, which is in development, if you want to believe it, by Soulbound Studios for Microsoft Windows. The game is described by the developers as utilizing a dynamic quest system and featuring closed economy, finite resource management, need-based NPCs, player-run diplomacy, and an aging system where your character would age and die, with the idea of a legacy or legend to leave behind in the ever-growing and expanding world. Production started in 2016 by Soulbound Studios and Jerome Walsh, or as the community knows him as Caspian. And the community describes him as, quote, the CEO, creative and technical director, and grade A scammer professional con artist.
Nice.
The initial Kickstarter financial goal was $900,000 and was achieved / surpassed at 1.3 million USD. Then subsequent fundraising raised over $7.7 million from their website. Okay. The release date was supposed to be December 2019, but it was delayed. On March 12th, 2020, they held a virtual auction event on their website because the Kickstarter was finished. I guess they had hit their goal. They stopped the Kickstarter and they started doing more events on their websites to get more money. Okay, they're at $7.7 million, and they started.
Is this ongoing right now?
I'll get to that. On March 12, 2020, they held a virtual auction event called Settlers of Elyria for in-game land acquisition in hopes to boost more revenue to keep the development going. $7.7 million wasn't enough for this game. March 2020, or March 20th, 2020, so a week later, Soulbound Studio released a pre-alpha gray box demo showcasing parkour mechanics on their website, chroniclesofelyria.com. That's okay. So we're about 4 years into development. Okay, with $7.7 million. You have to put the video up. Okay, it's fucking stupid. It's the stupidest fucking thing. It looks so bad, albeit it was pre-alpha, right? So 4 years in development, and they had nothing to show their backers. 4 years and $7.7 million. They had nothing to show their backers, except some character model running on a wall, and it looked really shitty. Like it was.
This
bad.
looks horrible.
Yeah, it's fucking brutal. Days later, okay, Caspian announces that since their land auction event didn't bring enough money in, and their failure to hook any investors, they had to close the game down and lay off all the employees. $7.7 million. They closed the game down and laid off all the employees. Quote. This is a quote from him.
God.
Before taking the store down and laying off all the employees, I had a long conversation with the other developers, Vi and Snipe Hunter, I guess, who worked for the studio. We considered long and hard about launching our Kickstarter-versary early this year and being open with the community about our need for more additional funding, but they decided against it, end quote. Caspian then comes back a month later in April 2020, okay, saying people somehow misinterpreted that quote I just said for saying on the website, the game isn't dead yet. So he brought the game back after a month, okay?
Right.
And he didn't understand how people thought the game was dead, and they misunderstood. It's ridiculous. This is where it gets confusing, okay? That's how scam artists work. They confuse you.
Yeah.
So he brought the development back, but for pro bono work. So the people who were working with it, he asked them, will you work on this game on your own time and on your weekends and not get paid for this? $7.7 million. Okay. They made for they raised for this game so far, and he can't pay his employees. It's fucking bullshit. In February 2021, okay, so this is almost a year later, Kingdom of Elyria was showcased. Inside Chronicles of Elyria, the video series they released on their YouTube, a new colony settlement management sim was being released to backers. Kingdoms of Elyria was shown off in this video. Not Chronicles of Elyria, Kingdoms of Elyria.
Mm-hmm.
A fully fledged, standalone product Soulbound is delivering to its backers at the Illyrian pledge level and above. I think it was like $50 or something above. So they started development on a whole different piece of software, a standalone sim. Okay. And he's like, oh, this was all planned. Okay, this was all planned. This has to be made to be put into Chronicles of Elyria, because Chronicles of Elyria is this big universe, and this Kingdoms of Elyria.
It's the bigger set of the game. The rest has to be smaller and fit inside it.
Yes, exactly. So they're going to be using this piece of game, this Kingdoms of Elyria inside, but they decided to start production on this instead of finishing the other one. So many backers they were pissed. They were so fucking pissed, and they sought legal action.
Uh-oh.
They tried to gather all these backers to start a class action lawsuit, or better yet, an investigation from the Attorney's General office in Washington, where Soulbound was registered. And
We're going to Washington. We're taking it to
Burn
Washington.
the White House down.
And in April 2021, a class action lawsuit was filed in the Central District Court of California. I don't know why California, seeking damages for alleged breach of contract, violation of the Consumers Legal Remedies Act, and unfair competition after an announcement was made that the Soulbound studio was closing. Remember in my quote, and that's why they were so pissed, because they read that it was closing, all the backers' money, yada yada yada. In October 2022, this is the latest news. The lawsuit was dismissed.
Oh, what?
That was this month.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. As of right now, they have changed direction and still developing Kingdoms of Elyria and Chronicles of Elyria, and nothing seemed to have been moved. So when the investigation took place, all the investigators could see was they were working on a game. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So they were working on a game for their backers. And they're like, okay, well, it's not a scam. He's still there. He's still active. He's still releasing content. He's still releasing updates, right? But nothing has been shown. It's now been 6 years. God. 2016 to 2022, right? Yeah, 6 years. And there's nothing. They released
anything?
They could download this Kingdoms of Elyria, which is like this sim that's
like a strategy
complete
thing?
bare bones. They're using assets from now the Unity engine, like some generic assets, like model assets and shit like that. Like it's not anything.
Hang on. 1 sec. I'm reading. I typed that in, Kingdoms of Elyria, and what comes up on Google is Kingdoms of Elyria is a planned 3D game resembling a traditional. Like, why was that word used? It's planned. It's all part of the plan.
So it's all part of the plan. That's what he keeps saying, right? So it's insane. So halfway through, I think in
Does not look like a good game. This does not look like it's worth all of this.
Shit. It's garbage.
It looks horrible.
It looks terrible. Okay.
It looks like a PS3 game.
And he decided to move from Unreal Engine 4 to Unity. Yeah. So that's where they're at now. So now he's porting the game, delaying it some more to get into the Unity engine. Now, he just released an 8 milestone roadmap. Okay. There's eight stages to this roadmap. From what I can gather, they're on stage 3 of 8 after 6 years.
And
$7.7 million. Okay. Unbelievable. Like, unbelievable. So
CD Projekt Red's not looking so fucking bad now, eh, guys? Jeez.
This game is nowhere near finished. It's not even gonna be finished.
Developer, lead guy just dies before.
I might go, help him out, give him a little bit more money,
Yeah, exactly.
Go help him.
So
sounds really cool.
The conclusion of this, from what I could gather and read, the game is a complete fucking mess. Even if you want to call it a game, they have literally shown off a few videos, some basic ass shit, and a really bad demo. That's all. It's been 6 years. They don't have anything to show for it. If I were a backer, would I want to sue them? Fuck yes, I would.
Yeah.
Okay. Would I be pissed that the courts threw out the case? Oh yeah, I'd be fucking pissed. The pledges range from $5 to $10,000. Okay, if you're a disgruntled like $100 pledger, it's time to just let it go. I'd say. Okay, but if you're the whale,
would invest $10,000.
if you're the whale that gave them $10,000, you are fucked. I'm sorry.
You are an idiot. You are an idiot. That's all.
I'm sure this is not the only thing he's dumped.
Oh yeah,
$10,000 into
Oh, yeah.
probably.
But
Probably gave Amaranth.
how about
gave Amaranth 20,000.
He's one of the guys suing her to get his money back. Poor girls.
How about giving us $10,000?
Seriously.
And we'll straight up say to you, you're not going to get that money back.
Oh my God, man.
And what you can do is help keep this podcast going for another 10 years.
Jeez.
Well, Steven Weber over at MMORPG.com, he's an absolute champion who I've gotten most of this information from and covering this game. Like, this guy just destroys this guy. Destroys this game. If you guys want the entire story, it's all up on MMORPG.com. To quote Steven to close this out, he says, the problem here is there's this underlying ruse that has been permeating the development of Chronicles of Elyria. After the dismissal of the class action lawsuit, Walsh posted a lengthy state of the game where he celebrated his vilification and mansplained the purpose of crowdfunding. Soulbound Studio is not in the business of making games. Okay. Delays
Making money.
So this is just what Steve is like trying to put across.
Oh,
so
I thought this is what the guy
no.
said.
So Steve is saying Soulbound Studio is not in the making games business. Delays to a game are one thing, but there comes a time when you have to cut your losses. The only game that's being played is the one Walsh is playing with his backers and any future investors he attempts to convince. Walsh went into detail about the lengths of debt they had to get into to keep this game going. And I can sympathize with him. However, there is no future to the Elyria franchise, whether or not the lawsuits rule in favor of the backers who have rightly felt abandoned after nothing materialized whatsoever for the game that they funded back in 2016. Elyria and Soulbound Studios is marred with the kind of controversy that you do not simply bounce back from.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
unbelievable, eh?
That might take the cake. That one. That's going to take the cake.
Real. $7.7 million.
Well, mine aren't that bad. The ones that I'm going to talk about are not as bad as that. That's brutal.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Wow. I can't even believe that.
I have a couple.
That is dumb.
That's horrible. I don't even know what to say. I honestly don't even know what to say about that.
Well, folks, that's episode 23.
That's the
We're
thing, right?
speechless.
Speechless.
What's
Yeah.
yours?
Yeah.
What's yours, John?
Give us some fucking hope. Give us some good. Give us a success story. Jeez.
Unfortunately, one of mine is kind of, but one of them is not. So let's talk about Ant Simulator 2016.
Oh shit.
Now,
I'm gonna look it up.
there was the headline was back in the day that this is from Forbes. It was everywhere.
Just looking at pictures right now.
It was canceled after the devs reportedly blew the crowdfunding money on booze and strippers. Now, this is
Do they have proof of that though?
this is what the lead programmer says. Okay. Now they only raised $4,000. This isn't a big stakes. They raised a little over $4,000. It's unclear how much was
million.
raised.
Strippers and booze.
Ant Simulator is like another game within the Chronicles of whatever. It's like
Same guy.
yeah. Okay, so the lead programmer, Eric Tereshinsky, claims his ex-partner spent the majority of the money that was raised on liquor, restaurants, bars, and even strippers. He stated that on the contract, they listed themselves as consultants, so they weren't legally obligated to work on anything.
Of course, yeah.
But they still had the rights to spend the money, the project's money.
Oh no.
And he stated that his ex-partners said that they would sue him if he released the game without them. And that's according to VentureBeat.com.
Mm.
I mean, I guess it was canceled, and it didn't, like, nothing happened, but it was only $4,000.
What were the
I mean,
pledges?
this is,
Like the pledge range.
Yeah, did you
Dude,
find
let's
that
go
out?
find- No, I kind of was just doing this as a quick one.
Oh man, that is funny. Ant Simulator, like of all.
It is on
games.
Steam. You can buy it for $1.19
No.
on
Nice.
Steam. So I guess it says it was canceled though. So I'm not sure what happened. So I guess it was a different version was released that's
Okay.
unrelated to this one, but it was canceled. This guy says that his ex-partners spent $4,000 or close to it
That's a
on
good
strippers and booze.
That's a good night.
One night, yeah, two.
Go to Montreal.
Yeah.
Nice.
Another one. I got another one. Daniel, you're going to
Holy
like this
shit.
one.
Okay.
Night Trap Revamped.
Oh
yeah,
my.
fuck yeah, man.
So you mentioned the Night Trap remastered or whatever.
It was
The
a celebratory
anniversary
release,
version.
I think, 25 years or something.
Okay, well, this was from 2013. Okay, now this is, I got this all from a very in-depth post on Reddit by a user named Unqualified with a 1 instead of I at the end. In 2013, there was a big Kickstarter for Night Trap Revamped by developers Digital Pictures. They were asking for $330,000, okay? Their Kickstarter rewards for backers were basically just signed copies of the game for hundreds of dollars and like special thank yous in the credits, like really crappy rewards.
Blah.
And it also, it ended up, it turned out that after much of the donations had already been pledged, they released that it was only coming out for PS3 and Xbox 360, despite the newer gen consoles of PS4 and Xbox One being out. So they only told that after. Apparently, they would have had to buy the rights to the original game,
Okay.
Right.
and that would alone would have cost them $100,000.
Wow. Wow. So
And
okay,
they
so this isn't the
included
original
that.
developer. I don't remember who they were. What was the name of this developer you said, or publisher, whoever it was?
Digital
Something-
Pictures.
Digital
Pictures.
Pictures. Development.
So these guys said that $100,000 for buying the original rights was included in the $330,000. So anyway, it was far from its goal at this point. Like, people weren't donating. And there's a really strange interview that Kotaku had with the executive producer, Tom Zito, where he basically embarrassed himself and none of his answers to their questions really made sense. He couldn't really explain how they were going to spend the 330, like what they were going to do with 330,000. So some people were saying like that's not enough money, or that was like, why would you need that much money?
Yeah.
So it was all over the place. Anyway, the Kickstarter, like, it failed miserably. Then in 2017, a company called Screaming Villains, which was started by a single guy who had previously already coded the game and ported it to be playable on a cell phone. Like, he already did this by himself.
Okay.
This guy reached out, I guess, to Tom Zito about re-releasing the
God.
game and grabbing whatever they used or whatever they made, maybe. So this new version included deleted footage, updated interface, a theater mode to watch all the videos as a story,
And it cost
and a bunch of like
$10,000.
other extra. So this guy basically surprise launched the re-release and did everything with his little company and no Kickstarter that these guys failed to do. And this guy did it all like basically by himself after they complete embarrassment and failed.
Wow.
So that Night Trap remaster, whatever, was this guy.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because I don't remember it being by the same
Yeah.
development
Well,
company.
it
And
must
Digital
have been this
Pictures
guy's-
was the original in 1992. Night Trap is a 1992 interactive movie developed
Okay.
by Digital Pictures, published
Okay,
by Sega.
So that's why he went to Tom Zito about re-releasing it.
Right.
Yeah, but wouldn't you have to buy that from Sega
I don't know
since they were
I
the
don't know.
publisher?
Maybe they had already.
if they're the
Done it.
publisher.
Yeah.
I know the article is really funny. I mean, he explains everything in huge detail, but the
Well, you
title of
said,
it was like basically video games. Or here, what was the title of the whole thing? Loading. How not to ask for over $300,000 to kickstart a port of your decades-old video game that a single developer could accomplish anyway. That was like the title.
You said Tom
Anyway.
Zito had to buy the rights to the original game, maybe back from Sega or from Sega, I guess.
Maybe back from Sega.
For how
guess.
much? 100,000?
100,000.
Wow. Well, another great night trap success.
All right, so those two out of the way. Let's talk about a big one. Let's talk about Star Citizen
Yeah, I did. I
course.
did look up some Star Citizen. It looks
by Cloud
impressive.
Imperium Games.
it
Yes.
looks cool.
Do we have a little history of it?
Let me tell you a story.
Yeah, cool.
Imagine a universe that combines the freedom of exploration, the thrill of combat, and the unique challenge of building a life in space. Star Citizen puts ultimate control in the hands of the player. Whether you're making your way as a cargo hauler, exploring the vastness of space, or scraping out a living outside the law, you will navigate through a mixture of procedurally generated and handcrafted worlds and interact with a variety of characters.
Now that's the actual description of the game from Cloud Imperium Games. So I found an article on Screen Rant about what's going on with this game and like the kind of story along the way. Now, it is still in alpha. Still to this day in alpha. This game started development in 2011.
Mm.
That is 11 years.
Years.
10 years. 10 years. 10 years. 11 years. And now the original release date was 2014.
Oh my god.
2014. The
Oh my
original, the
God.
developers claimed, this was going to be, there was going to be no pay to win mechanics, no subscription model. Simply put, if people pledged money once, they were done and they would receive their full game at launch in November 2014. So throughout the years, they've been dropping modules of the game, like for people to download, for backers to download and play.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think they're at one per year. They drop one module per year. But it's not a full game. It's just like a section of the game where you can explore a bit, explore your ship or your base, depending on the module. The module that the vast majority of fans were looking forward to is the Persistent Universe module, which finally released in December 2015. This mode combined the FPS mechanics of the Star Marine module before that, the environments of the Hangar module before that, and the ship combat and flight controls of the Arena Commander module, which was before that. So it packed it all together to make the first real experience that resembled the Star Citizen that was first promised.
Right, okay.
Players could freely explore 4 different planets. They could embark on their journey through space, choose a specific career path, and interact with other players. Now, starting 2015, like starting around then, around a quarter of the player base expressed interest in receiving a refund for the money that they have pledged. This is 2015. This started in 2011. You said it was going to be out in 2014.
Wow.
They wanted the refund because they felt that the game had not delivered on its promise. They cited the project's term of service, like the term of service of the Kickstarter, allowed them a refund if the product had not been released in 18 months, it said. That was like an original, I guess, term of the service. Many backers were able to claim a refund, though Cloud Imperium Games quickly changed the terms of service, stating that a refund would only be given now if the developers abandoned the project,
Oh my god.
which led to a few lawsuits from backers who were in the process of receiving a refund and who had to fight their case on legal grounds. Now, in 2017, Crytek from the CryEngine, Crysis,
Yeah.
filed a lawsuit against Cloud Imperium Games, claiming
Really?
that it was using and modifying the CryEngine without permission. So this is using the CryEngine. It's based on
Wow.
CryEngine.
Did that have merit?
After 3 years of legal back and forth, Crytek dropped the lawsuit in January 2020 upon receiving an email evidence from Cloud Imperium that they had lawfully been using the engine after purchasing Amazon Lumberyard, which was also given the rights to use CryEngine. So they had to go buy some different game, the rights to a game
Okay.
that within it had the rights to use CryEngine. So
Oh
they're
my
like, oh, we
fucking
own
God.
this game.
So they can use
We own this
CryEngine for
game,
another
so we're
game?
allowed to use CryEngine. Yeah. So
What
they
the
like,
fuck?
yeah, that's how they were legally allowed to use CryEngine.
That's what's called a loophole, ladies and gentlemen. That's a
So where is it now?
loophole.
Greasy.
It's still in alpha. So though it does seem that they are constantly updating the universe module and adding things all the time, they're releasing major content patches every quarter is what their goal is, what they say. Every quarter we get a major content patch. Now, as I mentioned a couple podcasts ago, they received 1 million new backers in the last year, which is wild to me.
Mm-hmm.
1 million new backers. Considering how long it's been in development,
Wow.
like who's backing a game that's been in development for this long? It's like, oh yeah, they've been going for 10 years. I'll give them my money.
Maybe
Like, the
they
game's
just
not
heard
even
of it
out yet.
and they don't know any
I
of that
wanna
history,
know.
and they're like, "Oh, this sweet. This looks sweet. I'll pledge 10,
But-
$15 or whatever."
Yes, I went to the website and it looks fucking sweet.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
the
I know.
game looks cool.
Yeah.
Like go to the website and check it out. So maybe that's it. They're just like drawing people in because it looks so cool.
They
You can what you can say?
they released a demo for it that anybody could play. A little while back, and I jumped in.
Like a free to play.
Yeah, like just a free demo for like the weekend or something, and it was fucking sick. Like it looked amazing. From when I jumped in, that was a long time ago, but I was just like, oh, it's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet.
Well, you can start playing now for $45 US for the cheapest starter pack, or $70 US for the more expensive one. You get a ship.
Ooh.
With each, you get a different ship. And with the cheaper one, you get 3 months of insurance. I don't know what that means.
Huh.
And with the expensive one, you get 6 months of insurance.
I
guess
think that
like
might be
ship
Yeah,
insurance.
ship insurance. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Are you talking
What?
pledge
You have to
tiers,
buy-
like a $45 pledge tier? Is that what you're saying?
It's yeah,
And then
pledge
70.
tier,
Right. Okay.
$70 pledge tier.
Huh.
And you get in-game currency with each. So that's where it is now. It's still on a persistent universe, whatever module, and they're always adding things. If you go to the website, it's very sweet looking.
Yeah.
You can check the star map. There's
That's
like
where
a
their money's
whole,
going.
There's like an interactive star system. Oh, let's talk about the money.
11 years on the website.
They have raised. They have
I'm
raised
kidding.
$500 million, man.
$500
$500
million.
That is a big amount.
Is that crazy?
It better be fucking
500.
good then. It
I mean,
better
it looks sweet. It looks sweet.
No
What
excuse.
other
This
game
is-
has cost $500 million to make? Have you looked that up?
Could it be? It's because I
Is
was
this the
watching
most
a video
expensive game of all time?
Yes, it is.
about their server solutions, because it's just some guy was talking about server meshing, right, being a big deal with this game, where you have like multi-server bandwidth support, rendering like ultra high res graphics, real time everywhere, and
It's gotta
hosting
be
shit
now.
tons of players. But he
Yeah,
was,
I mean,
I don't know, this was, I don't know when this video was. I don't think it was that old that I was watching, but he said they're not even quite. It doesn't quite. That's not quite in the hands of the gamers yet. I don't know. Maybe it is, but that's
go.
probably why $500 million is going to be
Wow.
necessary. I don't know, because apparently just
So the
needs a lot
next
of
game,
servers.
the second most expensive game ever made, Cyberpunk 2077.
Really?
Total cost $316 million. That's after everything, marketing, everything, development
Yeah,
costs,
yeah.
marketing, everything.
Wow.
Hey, but
Yeah,
at least
well,
they
I'd be
put
lying
the
if I
fucking game
said
out.
I wasn't. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a bit intrigued here.
Oh, I definitely am.
Now, I went to the website. I read some of the lore. It sounds very cool. It's kind of like the year that it's like 29 something the year, and there's like different. There was like a whole history of the war that happened, I guess, and how there's like a United Empire of Earth, UEE it's called, I think, and it's just like flourishing now after the war again. And there's different races, and they're kind of like, one of them is like a warrior race. One of them is, so they're a bit more hostile. One of them is like more diplomatic, but they're still kind of, untrusting of Earth.
Greasy.
It's very cool sounding. And there is a star map, an interactive star map that you can load up in your browser and explore the freaking galaxy.
That is sweet.
It's very cool. You can click on like all these different planets, and it's got like information about them, information about the star.
Wow.
It shows all the little warp zones where you can warp to those systems. I'm thinking we might have to all get it and do an episode about Star Citizen.
I think PQ actually is in it.
Is he?
I think so.
Really?
We should ask him, play with him. But yeah, for $45, I'd love to try this.
Me too.
See how 11 years of development and $500 million
Could I do it on
stacks up.
Xbox? $45? Is that all
no
PC?
Xbox, just PC.
Oh my.
Dang,
Anyway,
dang.
so that's what I got on Star Citizen.
I watched the trailer and I was like, "This is fucking cool," because it just was like all over the place. Like,
Now,
in
is this
the
just what
space
they
combat? You know,
Like,
I
is
don't
this-
know.
for the-
is
is
this-
it another
is this
for the
room?
rest of time?
getting,
Yeah,
is this
exactly,
us just getting sucked in, just like the rest of these 100 million people,
Yeah.
whoever the
It's
freaking.
a genuine question. It's a very good question.
But that's the thing, though. You can see their progress, unlike Chronicles of Elyria, where you see
That's
zero progress.
true.
Absolute zero. Like, if you go
So-
to the Star Citizen website, it's beautiful and it's so well done, and it
Yeah.
looks amazing. And you're like,
Yeah, yeah,
You know?
that's true. The Chronicles of Elyria looks like ass.
yeah.
It looks like actual shit. It looks worse than Daniel's webcam right now.
Oh, guys,
That's horrible.
I think I actually have an account here already for Star Citizen.
Now, let's talk about crowdfunding again. We'll roll it back
Yeah.
here.
yeah.
This is basically just pre-ordering, but with higher stakes. It's a high stakes pre-order,
yeah.
right?
Yep.
Because it's basically gambling. It's gambling.
That's what I have written here. I said I was like, this avenue. I said I think it's a great idea. It's a great concept, at least for video game studios to draw support from their fan bases for and the people who actually be playing the game. But it can have its downsizes because after reading what Warhorse Studios went through, Kickstarters apparently have a tendency to be looked at with a negative reception among investors and publishers and even PR. Not just investors, but PR. We're not even going to show your shit in public in front of the press because we don't trust it. So it's literally donation based. So it's kind of a roll of the dice, right? It would depend
Except
on
for
how
your
much.
return on the gamble is just you get a
Right.
game instead of more
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
It would depend on how much you're marketing or how capable you are at marketing your own project too. If you're just doing this, so
I
it's
don't think I would
crazy.
ever crowdfund like if
It's
I were to
tough.
buy
Small
this, it
donation.
would be
I
the
would never
first
do
one
fucking
ever.
It's tough 'cause
$10,000.
Listen to this, guys.
Yeah.
Honorable mentions for other successful completed crowdfunded games, and you'll know these names.
Mhm.
So Temtem, which I've played, loved,
Okay.
amazing, right? 11,716 backers, pledged $573,939 to help bring that project to life.
Wow.
So almost 600 grand for Temtem. I've played Temtem. It's great. It's a great game. Another one
I
is
also played it.
Faster Than Light. Do you guys remember that one? It's
Sort of.
about 10,000 backers and pledged around 200,000. So that's like a space. It's kind of like a space sim where you're in your spaceship and you've got to. I've never played it. I've just watched videos. So it's a space sim. I'm going to say space sim.
I was just talking about this.
What's with all
with
these
some other people.
crowdfunded space sims?
Yeah. And then we got We got Darkest Dungeon, which was kind of new. That's around 10,000 backers and pledged around 313,000.
That's supposed to be a really good game.
Yeah, that's supposed to be a really good game. Divinity Original Sin 1 and Divinity Original Sin 2 both were kickstarted
Nice.
and had huge success. $2 million pledged for number 2 and almost $1 million for number 1. Those turned out to be amazing games. And then Pillars of Eternity pledged $4 million with 73,000 backers, and that game is a huge success. Success. And then there's another little indie RPG, obviously indie because of Kickstarter, called Undertale, which was 2,400 backers and pledged $51,000, and that was also had a big following on that one too. So there's a lot of successful crowdfunding games. It's just like it's a throw of the dice, man.
Yeah.
What kind of asshole you get behind the pledge, right?
I had a little thing written here with regard to Warhorse Studios and Kingdom Come. I think they were literally teetering on the fence of failure and success, right? Because Daniel Vavra wrote that he had met an individual named Corey Wade from Sandbox Strategies based in the U.S. So I guess they're a press, PR-based company who, quote unquote, believed in the project. Okay. 4 very important words, and recruited connections in Germany to put them in front of the press there. And that's all it needed. So they just found one person to believe and say, hey, I love this idea. I think it's fantastic. And I have the power to help you.
Yep.
And Kickstarter can just be a great way for 35,000 more people to say the same thing. Right. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. It's tricky.
Also,
but I feel like do you have anything to lose, really? If you're planning on passion, if you're that passionate and you are like, I will deliver this fucking game.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean?
People will see that. I think
have to see, do they have a track record maybe?
Yeah. Well,
who is
Warhorse
this
Studios
person?
was comprised. Yeah. Warhorse was comprised of developers who worked on the Mafia games, which were played. They had a decent reputation.
They were games.
They were games that were played.
Well,
so I don't know. That's what I still don't. I think it's a good idea, but
I'd say just
we'll see.
Be careful. Like go into it knowing that you could get right fucked.
Yeah, man.
Like pledge your $50 and be prepared to never see that $50. Or $100
in any
but
sort of form. Yeah,
I don't want to tell people no, don't go pledge $2,500. But like, think about it.
I know a guy who has put 1,000. I think I heard into Star Citizen. This guy I used to work with.
Really
like just disposable income.
Mm-hmm.
Live with his mom.
Yeah,
full-time job.
You got to protect yourself, though. That's just
he's just dumping money into Star Citizen. That was like 10 years ago.
$50. Okay, I'm not crying if I never see the game.
Yeah,
and at least you've supported people who are trying to deliver you something. If you're seeing that there's progress, you're getting that vibe. Okay, I know they're working hard on this. Sure, $1,000. Fuck no. No way, Jose.
Well, why don't we ask our audience?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever backed a crowdfunded game? Would you?
How much
ever
would you
back
pledge?
A crowdfunded game? Yeah. How much would you pledge to an Elder Trolls crowdfunded game? What are your thoughts? And let us know. Send us a fucking comment. A tweeter on the Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Just let us know. What are your thoughts on Star Citizen? Have you played Star Citizen? Has anyone played Star Citizen? Are they playing it right now? I want to know like what this is about.
I don't know anyone playing it right now. Alrighty. That's it for this week's episode. We want to thank everyone for taking the time to listen and or watch. Please be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube and give us a rating and review on Spotify or Apple if you could. It helps us get out there to more listeners who may enjoy the show. Remember, you can always leave us a DM on Facebook and Instagram or tweet us if you want to leave a comment or ask any questions. Thanks again, everyone, and we hope you have a wonderful day.
Peace.
See you later.